Welcome everyone, Christine here with Golgfag Maneater campaign in Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires. I did a video when the campaign got out, but there have been several changes with regards to contract rewards. The rewards have been lowered, especially the meat, because it was pretty damn ridiculous. But of course, there's always certain things you can take advantage of. Regardless, my recommendation when you're starting this campaign is accept the Osland contract. The reason is that Nordland over here will grant you certain things that you want. But regardless, you start with tier 2 camp. That means you can get access to a bruiser, which you will want over here, and also we have Golgfag and Oko over here, Iron Belly. Now, before we do anything else, we want to go over here and we want to ensure that we take over Norden here as a territory. But we also want to fight that specific battle. So okay, this would say Pyrrhic victory. We wouldn't actually lose anyone over here, and we have enough of an army that we could take the out-resolve losses over here. I would dare argue, but personally I'm just going to fight it manually. It's very easy. Just keep the knights occupied, deal with the crossbowmen, and just don't spend too much time in melee, because remember, you're ogres. And by that I mean that you have a fairly good capability of doing cycle charging. Mind you, you can always sacrifice the lovely Noblars over here for the sake of it. But my recommendation with regards to a lot of these like early game battles is what you want to do is you want to ensure your lord is taking a good amount of damage over here. It's up to you to decide which of these battles is more difficult, but yeah, I just recommend dealing with the crossbowmen over there. Not really gonna be too much of a problem. They might dodge some projectiles or try to, whatever. There's certainly some range behavior bullshit happening over here. Now, one of the reasons I would recommend fighting this battle manually is you can get more meat by fighting this battle manually than you otherwise would. That's one of the principal benefits over there in this campaign. Get the Root Marcher benefit, also get the Replenished Troops benefit, and there's a couple of things we can really do over here in an Ogre campaign. But first, let's see if we can take Norden. Probably should be able to, yeah. We will lose some Noblar, so I'm just going to fight this very easily manually. But I'm also going to enable a couple of abilities right here, these two specifically, with regards to meat. But we are going to start transferring some of this meat to the camp over there. We want to start getting that camp to tier 3 as quickly as possible, and we also want to get the dinner gong, or no, the camp huddle over there. Just start getting that extra camp in this campaign reasonably quickly. It's money, it's all those kind of things. And won it with 0 casualties. Now, a lot of people would probably give the settlement to their client. I would recommend not doing so in any circumstance, or even looting and occupying it. Instead, I would either raise it or sack it. One of those can work. The reason I do so is because getting the meat is actually the more important option over here in a campaign. Besides taking this initial settlement, we won't hold it, but it will allow me to do 2 other things as well. Make sure you're going for harmonic convergence. Okay, so here's one of the things you can do with ogres. You can recruit an ogre lord, and you can then transfer all of this meat to your initial camp. It's only really relevant early on in a campaign, because later on you might have so much meat you have no fucking clue what to do with it. But you can recruit one from a camp, one from a settlement, and that's 100 food in a camp in just a span. It's trading gold for meat, which honestly I think they should just be able to do that by default. What you want to get over here is to get the spare tent as a building. The reason you want the spare tent is you just want to increase the recruitment capacity over here for this. So you were getting that settlement to tier 3. We want that extra capacity. We already start with the butcher, so getting one is not really going to be that beneficial. We could get the Firebelly, to be sure, but it just, you know, it's not necessarily, although we can just transfer, let's just say, a bit of meat, not necessarily too much, and just start work on that. And yeah, we're gonna get some ogre bulls, we're gonna get some dual weapon ogres, and we're gonna go for Norland's capital. The reason you want to take this settlement is to benefit from that local recruitment capability in that settlement and the 50 extra meat that you can gain every single turn, every single time that you're recruiting a lord. Further, the side benefit, if you will, of all of this is that it's also gonna give you a bunch of lords with traits that you may want. But regardless, here we can take this settlement at this point. Let's take a look at the auto-resolve situation. It says Valiant defeat. I'm gonna fight this battle, I'm gonna win this battle. I really don't care about this battle, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, we're just going to take that bruiser over here. And the camp doesn't have the radius right here, so what we're going to want to do is... Actually, like, you don't even need to dismiss a lord. You can just transfer the meat. Right, even if you're keeping them in a location, and just, yeah, use them for the sake of recruitment. Same with the lord over here. If you want to do so, just gotta pay attention with respect to the money.
This conversation
Bow to me, for I am Boyar of thine.
Yeah, just a bit of a trade agreement right there. Just pay attention to the kind of options that you do have available. Non-aggression pacts, all that. You don't need a whole lot of money. Like, once you start completing contracts, it's gonna be GG well played. But yeah, we just want... Well, we can dismiss now one. And what I would do here is pay attention to the kind of contracts you're getting, because they will be very important in setting the stage for what you will have available later on. So the camp, we can start constructing over here, assuming you have enough meat for, you know, other stuff. But what we want to do is turn Norland into our capital. So that means we're gonna want to get rid of this settlement right here. Like, once you complete your first contract, you can stop getting the lord every turn for that kind of meat benefit. Now, ogres are a phenomenally good race when it comes to besieging settlements, though I gotta admit this kind of settlement layout is not necessarily the one I'm looking for. But the reason ogres are so good is because their lords and heroes have a little quality available to them. Wall breaker. Yes. So we're just gonna bust down the walls. And look, we might take some damage, that's fine, but it's not really too big of a concern. So we get stone chatter. Well, that should deal with those crossbowmen. Kaboom. And now we can charge in with all of our guys right here. And also position our Maneaters, or our lead belchers rather, into position to just rain down death through the gaps that do exist over here. That should destroy that wall. Another gap formed. Like, this is what makes Ogre so good in a campaign. Generally, sieges are an awful piece of shit because you're limited in how many approaches you can have. It also makes Warriors of Chaos really fun to play, but yeah. So now lead belchers are just gonna rain down death from above. Oh, don't get me started on what lead belchers can do in a situation like this. It is freaking glorious. And it's always worth it to take more damage on your lords and heroes because they always regenerate that damage faster than others do. But that's enough for battles for this video. As said, easily done. And in this case, you just want to occupy it. What you're looking for here is the growth, the lumber, and crucially the furs that they have over there, because the furs do give you a kind of benefit in terms of being able to have a decent amount of protection from missile attacks. And that's really what we're after over here. So if we look at the first building, we have missile resistance. Now what we're interested here is a contract with Katrin. Why Katrin, you might ask? Well, it's pretty simple to understand. We want to head east. Specifically, we want to get to Greasus, because Greasus is going to have some of the stuff that we want. You can make an economic building over here, though honestly I think if you need money in a Golgfag campaign, I'm not sure what to tell you really on that subject. There is plenty of fucking money to be had over here in this campaign. In fact, I'm going to cancel those guys because, yeah, you know, I can just get them directly on him. Not that I necessarily need them right now. Just make sure you use the tunneling stance, by the way, because that without it you won't have the movement range. Like, always get the campaign movement range on every lord at the beginning of a campaign, minus perhaps Grombrindal, but not really. You just won't get that faction wide with him. So what you're interested over here is a contract with, as I said, Katrin. You can go with others, that's not really going to be too big of a problem, but yeah, you just really, really want to get your hands on Katrin. So over here, we can see the camp radius right there. We're going to use that camp radius, and yes, we're going to get more Ogre Bulls. Take over the settlement, complete the contract. We're very, very close. Contract complete, right? Food acquired. That's what we were looking for. So over here, we're just going to get the Fire Belly building. And we can transfer more food from another army. Yeah, just to get that Fire Belly building. But that's useful. Bounty-wise, you might want to pay attention to what you're going to get. I would not go for the Midland bounty. I think it's a big trap in a lot of ways, because Kazrak, you don't know where he is. You can easily help Midland if you want to, but I just don't think it's really worth it to save Toddy. That's where I stand on that. Research-wise, you want to start getting the growth in pretty much everything over here until you finish Butcher Spices, then get these things over here. Big migration would generally be useful, but given the teleportation of this campaign, I just say it's not really important, and yeah, you can get rid of some of these guys before you're gonna do anything else. Okay, so what you want is a contract with either the Ice Court or Prague. Since in this case it's Ice Court that offers it, I'm just going to take that specific contract. And an army like this should be able to handle the situation just fine, right? Just throw these guys over here. You have 20 units, no problem. And teleport to Vitevo. And also, we want to go for Igorov. It doesn't really matter whether or not you're the one doing X, Y, and Z. What really matters in this kind of context is, are you gonna get paid? Really. That's the thing that we're actually interested in right here. And are we going to contribute to it? We're also interested in ensuring that we're getting the settlement, that we're getting the lead belchers and iron guts available in this campaign. But we do need money. So non-aggression pact with Melon, no problem. So we can recruit another lord over here and just keep transferring that meat over there in order to make this happen. Gonna be a bit of an issue, at least until I complete the contract. One thing worth pointing out about victory conditions over here in this campaign, one of the things that's really important is completing as many mercenary contracts as possible. Completing settlements is rather unimportant. I mean, you do want to. It's just kind of a messy freaking affair with regards to
You have friends on what? Yes.
to some of the stuff. But I have to say, from my personal perspective, I think you're generally going to have a much easier time dealing with the settlements than dealing with the contracts. Unless you're literally giving the client every single settlement you encounter, which is, by the way, not necessarily what you should be doing. I understand, like, there's some rebalancing that I'm sure should happen in this campaign, undeniably so. But I think if you're ignoring the fact that it is much more beneficial in a campaign of this nature to, you know, raise a settlement, for instance, as an example, as opposed to just giving it to the client. You do gain money, but you can gain a lot more fucking money by, you know, taking over a settlement and selling them with the barracks. Oh, but it's not fitting him. I'm like, I'm not sure exactly what fits or what doesn't with Maneater. I don't think I think a lot of different things would work with Maneater, and lore-wise, like, the idea that Maneaters keep their word, it's like nonsense. What do you want me to say? But regardless, the contract should be complete. What we're interested is in the possibility that the Cafe and Caravan shows up over here. If a Cafe and Caravan doesn't show up, you can, like, your goal is to make your way east, one way or another. That doesn't mean you complete the contract east. That's completed. And we can see that we got the contract with the Burning Wind Nomads. So now we can teleport to the Burning Wind Nomads over here, and how to say it, fighting the Burning Nomads is just such a waste of fucking time that, yeah, it's kind of not worth it, really. Why would you do that? Like, why would you waste your time, energy, resources doing this when you have a much easier target than Gelator's Naoming? See, being a mercenary is about being smart sometimes. And this is a smart move. We can sell that to Geld, by the way. Most importantly, we get Vision with Geld, which may actually offer us a contract against our former employer. Thanks for the teleportation, champ. And yeah, Katrin just gives us a lot of money. This will slow it down in terms of your contracts, to be sure. But that's fine, right? We're just looking for easy fucking targets to go for, as opposed to, you know, just constantly, you know, throwing everything against the wall. You do want to get your settlement to tier 4 as quickly as possible and save up on some money, and yeah, just keep doing the lord cheese over here, where you're just, you know, getting a lord, transferring the meat. You gotta love the meat teleportation of ogres. Doesn't matter if the meat's on the other side of the planet. Maybe it should be proximity based, but I think that would ruin, like, what they're trying to do with ogres. But yeah, I kind of think it's a bit fucking absurd when, you know... And it's also really absurd that even when you disband a lord and you recruit him back again, he still starts with that 50 meat. That's kind of broken, not gonna lie. But what are we after over here? Is it that we like the cafe cuisine? No. We're interested in something very specific. We want Greases. Now, defeating Greases in a 1v1, not really a problem. Even if he has much better units than you, don't mind you start with lead belchers and a catapult. Those alone are pretty strong. And your guy over here is also fairly capable in his own freaking right. Okay, so that would be an easy enough contract, I dare say. It would have been better, I admit, if I had gotten a contract with, you know, with Gelt, but I guess I'll take it.
Alright. What's the plan then?
Well, the plan is you shut up and do as I say. Hold on. But regardless, this should give us vision with some of the Cafan factions, so we can take advantage of that.
Paid work. Let's make movements.
And yeah, we can sell this to Gelt.
Friendship is more valuable than gold, or so they tell me.
And get a payday.
Mercenary Maneater.
Should I accept that peace agreement? Maybe. Just not right now.
What I want.
Okay, let's see. That's sorted out, that's sorted out. Yeah, let's get that one. It's gonna take... Like, I don't want to get these buildings yet until the structure is at tier 5. The contract that I have right now is probably the best option I do have available. And yeah, we do want to grow there first before we do anything else. I think I'll want to complete this specific contract. But I guess we unwittingly helped Gelt. Kinda, he doesn't gain the experience that he would, and believe it or not, I think it's more important for the AI to get that kind of level experience than just, you know, giving them free stuff, because like then they end up with very weak things under their control. This might be a bit of a ball buster, but this is why we get these kind of benefits as well. I could make my life a bit easier, and very easy actually in comparison, by attacking the settlement, right, winning the siege. But then I wouldn't gain as much with the client, and I kind of just want to have this whole thing dealt with. And well, after one turn, contract completed, settlement taken, was not difficult. Cafe doesn't recruit really good armies early on. But then we get what we are actually after, which is a contract with Gelt. And with this contract with Gelt, we can now march over here, start making our way towards Mr. Greases. Because that's the objective here, really. It's like getting Greases. Mission possible. Subdue the Greases. Can you even subdue the Greases? I don't know, but I think we're gonna fucking find out. But yeah, I'm not really interested in this specific contract. However, I will stay in it for the time being, just in order to get some replenishment. It's very calculated over here in respect to that. And yeah, just transfer some to me. Not all of it. Be careful about that. Keep doing the little cheese. It will help you out. We can even get the cav building, start construction of that specific cav building right there. And yeah, just keep transferring free meat over here, and more free meat, and all that stuff, right? You do want to have a good amount of meat, especially if you're going to waste your time going around various locations to do things like this, right? But yeah, for now, for free turns, we should be fine with regards to not having to do that, but hey, it's just accumulation every single turn of just giving meat again and again and again. Next turn, I'm going to cancel my contract with regards to with regards to Geld. Because I don't have to, kinda. I mean, the contract's gonna be completed anyway, because Geld will always win, right? So maybe breaking the contract is not necessary. Just saying. It's one of those weird dynamics, right? Where you know something's gonna happen. It kind of depends on how things play out over here, but yeah, like, might just be worth it to wait it out this one time. Just saying. Could be the smart idea. Now we do want 5 lead belchers. Why 5 lead belchers? The reason for 5 lead belchers, there's actually a specific reason. There's a specific title that your guys can pick up, your bruisers specifically can pick up. That's pretty useful, but you need to have 5 lead belchers. That actually is the crusher one, but I think the bruiser that I have should have that one as a big name. So what you're interested is in black powder aplenty, armor piercing, base missile. It's just really, really good to have, because you also get restock, like more powder, replenishing ammunition. Gotta say it's pretty good. So I guess here's my perspective. If I don't get a direct contract with Greases, if I'm not going to get the direct contract with Greases, I'll stay in a contract with Geld. That is my personal perspective right now, because I know he's going to win in like 2-3 turns, right? But if I do get a contract with Greases, yeah, immediately I'm going to break it off. We just want to get stuff done with Greases, so... because that will be extremely useful. Yeah, research-wise, you get Butcher Spices, and then you switch over to get everything over here for the bigger tents, then you get the gold standard.
Hunter's intuition.
Did we get... yeah, we got the Bragg the Gutsman over here. The real question is, do we have even a fucking target of assassination? Sadly, we do not. Well, never mind what I just said, boys and girls, because apparently there's Skaven on the menu. It's a bit of an unfortunate situation right there. Alright, so we got how much? 168. Okay, we can just transfer a bit more over there. Yeah, I think CA needs to reconsider some of these things, I would dare say. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate being able to grow my camps really quickly. I mean, you still have the limitation of how many camps you have, so having a max level tier 5 camp, it's very nice, it's very useful. But yeah, I would like more variety in my camp, because it just kind of feels like if there is an issue I have with ogres, why, by the way, you think they're a fucking great race. Really, Carl? You're gonna declare war on me? Okay, big boy. Let's see what you fucking got. Wait, the Skaven are winning against them? Never thought I'd see the fucking day. How are the Skaven winning against Gorst? I don't know. Just fucking bizarro land over here. Bam. That settlement goes down. GG, well played. It's all over. Might be a bit of a problem over here. Carl's gone on the fucking warpath. Holy shit.
The Western Provinces.
Well, I can deal with him one way or another. There's various contracts I could possibly get, right? To teleport back there. Get some cav. Well, look, I might lose some of these settlements. As long as I don't lose the camp, I really couldn't give a shit.
This'll do the trick.
Yeah, we need 510. Oh, I suppose I understand now how exactly Gorst has not been able to win. Feels like he's gonna have a bit of a problem, but that's not my issue. The issue that what you're really, the reason you want to contract to Katrin is it gives you that vision with the Kafan Caravan, because usually a Kafan Caravan is gonna go for Katrin's territory. You know that's gonna happen, you know it's gonna occur. And yeah, the contract's gonna get complete right now. Hopefully. We'll see. I said.
Payment or the pot? Which is it? Golgfag, let's do it. I see profit. Wartime, let's have it. New sights, new eats.
Might be a bit of a problem.
Grease in the wind.
But we are after something specific here. Anyway, get
Ogre, butcher.
how much meat do we have? Good enough to begin the little process that I have in mind, which is to get the camp to tier 5. See, getting it to tier 3 is all well and good, but the really fun stuff is at tier 5.
Biggest around.
I completed my contract by literally doing fucking nothing.
Path is set. Your work.
Yep. Okay. So he's at war with Drazov. Alright. We can work with that.
Speak fast.
It's always nice when you have a contract that you can rely on. And no, Greece. You know what I think would make this campaign better? More vision. Like vision for trade agreements or non-aggression pacts or something like that. Because a lot of the contracts you're getting are based on vision. So, you know, you end up in a limited situation early on in your campaign because of that situation. Okay, big boy. We're just gonna wait one more turn over here.
No cash advancing. Oh, mine. Meat and blood. Tyrant of the tribe.
Yeah, so we're just gonna wait for that to be constructed. And over here, I don't care much necessarily for Mornfang Calf, but that will get the job done. And yes, we can totally defeat fucking Carl. If Carl thinks he's gonna win against me, it's other shit's gonna happen. No, it's interesting. That's actually the first real declaration of war from a faction where it genuinely freaking hurts in some way. Playing as a Maneater in a campaign. Most of the campaigns I've played as Maneater, very rarely do factions declare war on me. Then again, very rarely does fucking Carl take the Wood Elves out over there in that campaign. Yeah, I'll accept that. One thing, by the way, to say about this starting position is no. Bad unfortunate. Let's see if we can find fucking Greases. But yeah, one of the things to be said about this starting position is you can sell shit to Kugaf, and for whatever damnable reason, the developers were like, Kugaf must have tons of fucking money. I don't know, Nurgle factions just have a lot of fucking money. Don't ask me why, I have no idea why it is, but it is happening. So yeah, right here we're just preparing to bring the hurt on down on Karl Franz. Also trying to find greases. It would be much easier, you know, give us a quest. Contract. Hire us, greases. Come on. Make my day. Make my day happier by hiring me. Just so I can find you, beat you up, take all your shit, become the Overtyrant myself. I don't know if Maneater ever gave much of a fuck about any of that, though. Not so much for us, I suppose. Since he's at war with Razov, I have to assume he's gonna march towards Razov. I just don't see where the hell he is, so... Yes, the hunt for greases continues. What do you want me to say?
Scourge of the weak.
Okay, so yeah, bigger tents.
More killing means more eating. Don't give low.
And if Karl has any delusions he's gonna survive this little shit-show, yeah, I'm gonna dissuade him very damn quickly. Truth be told, though, there are other contracts. I'm just kind of hoping things will pan out the way I want. I can also start constructing another army right here. Oh yeah, and just, you know, keep doing this. Just, it is worth fucking doing. As tedious as it is, and I'm not gonna lie, it is tedious. It does work. It's genuinely really fucking cost effective. Let's see where Greasus is. Might just start conquering his ass. Yeah, Karl shows up. I could win that. Blood Belchers are a mean pile of work. Leave it there.
Come to get killed, or...
There we go. This is what we wanted. Like, literally, this is what we fucking wanted. We want to get greases. We want to get... we want to take him out, take all his shit, become the Overtyrant. That is the goal. Yeah, ogre ambushes sound like a really fucking bullshit way of doing things. Two things I would recommend. Feasting Frenzy is a really nice one. Obviously, magical benefits are also really solid as well. Now, you know what's hilarious though when I think about it? Like, Razov does have that territory. So we could technically complete this contract, but do I care? Not really. I know what Greasus is gonna do, and I am going to take advantage of that. It's a bit weird. Okay. I'm just avoiding doing it because I see no real incentive to waste my time with it. That's not the point of what I'm trying to showcase for this video. Obviously, in a proper campaign video, you would, you know, go do that. You would win that fight. Can't declare war while you have a contract, so just break the contract. Skaven contract.
Mercenary Maneater.
We can make peace. This is the default auto-resolve. How is mine so bullshit? I don't know, really. I mean, it's ogre on ogre. I guess I have the more experienced army. Don't ask me about it.
You ain't no tyrant.
Hello, Reese's. You know, I gotta laugh my ass off at this following notion. He literally did, like this is why you want to do it, because Greases will do this multiple times over in a campaign, and it's fucking hilarious every time he does it.
We'll find something else to smash.
Because what's really hilarious about all of this
Get ready to Konda.
is really just, I mean, it might take him 5 turns, right, to become available again. But what's really hilarious over here, okay, we're gonna keep, what's genuinely freaking hilarious over here, yeah, I'd say the Iron Fist ones are pretty good and worth keeping. He literally took the fucking Black Fortress over there. Will this army march into an ambush? Oh. Well, you know, there's Imperial meat on the menu, boys and girls. I guess we do have that going for us. You were a real pain in the neck, Carl. Now stay the fuck down.
Money master.
You are not welcome in my court, yet here you are.
I'm doing you a favor.
No cash advances. Let's guard this place.
I will listen.
Cathay extends. Agree.
Diplomacy.
Yes, diplomacy with ogres. The ogre diplomacy.
I smell quarry.
Bruiser.
We must await.
Wait, that was the one I actually okay. Well, thank you, Greases. And that's your goal in this campaign, really.
In the wheel. Ready.
Oh, by the way, Greases himself can give you an extra camp, just kind of, yeah, something worth knowing.
Biggest around. Wanderer Golgfag.
Yeah, we got some dwarf mercenaries. And what do you do after this? You don't even need to rush it, by the way, because your actual objective in a campaign like this, I should point out. Be careful with some of these declarations of war. But your actual objective in a campaign like this is to complete as many contracts as possible. Because you do need to complete 25 in order to achieve long campaign. The thing, it's kind of annoying with the short campaign victory condition, because like 25 when you've got 60 settlements to take is not really bad. 15 when you've got 30 settlements to take, that can be a bit weird, not gonna lie, on that subject. Just a bit of a weird one, really.
That clinking clanking sound.
But the ogres showed themselves a better strategist than Karl Franz.
Motivating mercs.
And what do you do after this? Whatever the hell you want. It's just worth getting Greases, though. That would be the overwhelming point that I wish to make. It is worth getting fucking Greases in your campaign. As for Bragg, that's a pain in the neck, I can admit. Your best bet is to level up a wound or assassinate skill or something like that on a hero and just use that before the battle to get it done. That would be my personal recommendation on that subject.
Tyrant gets the spoils.
And then you can go after Scrag and make doom stacks with Scrag. I feel like, yeah, I feel it would be a bit more hilarious if you could give the teleport to Scrag, because I think that army is actually like... Golgfag is pretty damn scary in battle. Like, let me just put it like this about how battles end up working with Golgfag. I teleport to a target. No, I fight a battle with Golgfag. I point him at the enemy army. I charge the enemy army with Golgfag alone. He survives the entire enemy army and kills their lord. Then the rest of my guys go in. If that sounds fucking crazy to you, it's because it fucking is. Now, by the way, you do want to... actually, you don't need this tier 3 ever. Like, Iron Blasters are pretty fun, undeniably so, but just not really worth prioritizing in a campaign as far as I see it. I guess we could accept this contract. Ooh, who doesn't like being up Tretch, right? Am I right? It's like, oh, you get to beat up the Skaven and get paid in the process? Sign me up. Especially if it's fucking Tretch. I would not do that with Claw, but he just wants to be beaten up at this point. Like, I'm like, is the game really just trying to tell me, like, go kill fucking Tretch Craventail? It's like, the game must really hate you, Tretch. That's the one thing I kind of expected would happen. And yes, it is first rank. You know what? I'll just beat up Tretch just because I can. Probably should have accepted the contract beforehand, but hey, can't always control things. Hey, Tretchy. Goodbye, Tretchy. I'll beat up Tretch for free just because I can. As for the situation over here with the Beastmen, it's manageable. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I probably should have expected that though. Just to span too many armies too quickly. Anyway, that's all I have to say. What you eventually want to get, by the way, here in terms of units, is you do want to get Maneaters, specifically Golgfag's Maneaters, Grey Weapon Maneaters, and Ogre Pistols are the ones I would recommend. Like regular Maneaters and Iron Fist, just not worth it, but Grey Weapon's really strong. In terms of other units, though you can always use Iron Guts, I just find the Grey Weapon variant to be really, really strong. Not as armored as Iron Guts though, but, well, you look at the difference a bit over here. You have Fear, you have a 40 melee attack right here. So just lower armor, but some better melee stats with respect to it, so might be worth it. I don't know, I just find these guys to be pretty solid, and they're an anti-large unit, which the Iron Guts are not. Remember that one aspect. And actually having anti-large with armor piercing is a hell of a benefit that you shouldn't ignore. Obviously, like Golgfag's Maneaters are much better against infantry, but the one problem ogres do have is that they actually lack a lot of anti-large. Beyond that, in terms of Cav, I would recommend, obviously, you know, you would get Mornfang Cavalry, then Grey Weapon version. I wouldn't bother with the Iron Fist, I just really don't think it's worth it. They can be more protected against, you know, range units, but it's a crappy shield, so I wouldn't recommend that. Cavalry with Wall Breaker. You gotta love the fucking ogres. I mean, it is a pretty damn nasty beast, but yeah, I would get a Grey Weapon variant because you get that bonus versus large. And the way to view Cav with anti-large, it's an anti-Cav benefit, really. More so than anything else. And then, yeah, eventually you want to get the Crushers with Grey Weapon. So my ideal Ogre army would be a combination of Crushers, like 4 units of Crushers with Grey Weapons. Couple of Maneaters with Grey Weapons and Golgfag's Maneaters. Maybe some Ogre Pistols if you just want that ranged infantry capability. But that's, you know, that's kind of optional, because you can always go with Lead Belchers. You shouldn't rely on Lead Belchers to kill single entities. You should rely on Lead Belchers to kill masses of units. If you're treating Lead Belchers as a single entity cannon, no, they're not. Cannons are good against single entities because they do that a lot of damage per shot. Lead Belchers are more like Grape Shot type cannon. So they're good against masses, they're not good against single entities. Always keep that in mind. They're not Lord Killers, they're chaff killers. And yeah, of course, heroes. Heroes as well. If you don't want to have a bit of a healer time as well, though, you know, things like Iron Blasters, Thunder Tusks, Stone Horns with Harpoon Launchers, but this is all completely optional, right? Gorgers are useful, but the thing about Gorgers, they're kind of situational, they take a lot of damage. Maneaters, they don't have the best resistance, but they do kill stuff pretty quickly. Which is not something I can necessarily say about Iron Guts. I don't know what's up with Iron Guts. I always come away disappointed from their actual fighting capability. Like, I will take Iron Guts versus regular Maneaters any day, but not versus the Great Weapon variant. That's all I had to say. Christine, signing out.